What specific proposals do you want to accomplish during your time as an officer of Cedar City?
Number one, continue to support our city employees. We have great employees who have pride and take good care of our city. I will continue to work hard to keep up with pay scales and benefits. Two, assist with the development of new water sources through my board participation on the Central Iron County Water Conservancy District. Three, we have been selected as a potential hub for the inland port in Utah, and we're also given 2 opportunity zones in Iron County which cover Port 15 and our downtown area. I would like to be an integral part of bringing better and higher paying jobs to Cedar City through my continued participation on the Economic Development Board. 4, continue to maintain a conservative and balanced budget. 5, expand recreation opportunities to continue to build our quality of life. Some of the projects I'm interested in completing are a permanent home for the ice rink, a gymnasium to provide more basketball, volleyball, and pickleball programs, splash pad at the Canyon Park, further expand the trail systems, and lay groundwork for the soccer complex. 6, continue to work with broadband companies to bring high-speed internet to the general population in Cedar City.
All right. And Craig's response, please.
Search for and develop critical water resources. Long-term plan for growth with required roads, infrastructure, and land use. Full support of police and fire initiatives and support of city staff in general. Further develop leisure resources, including the ice rink, gymnasium, trails, and soccer fields. Govern with fiscal responsibility and recognition of taxpayers' rights and expectations. Broadband infrastructure and development. Continue to make Cedar City a business and entrepreneur-friendly place.
All right. Thank you very much. Don, go ahead.
First and foremost, secure more water. We're not going to be able to grow much larger than we are, and we're going to have a major problem if we don't secure more water rights. The second would be update the master plan. The current zones within the city limits right now, you leave those alone. I think there are plenty of zones and ordinances that reinforce those zones, that we don't need to over-government them. But south of us, west of us, and a little bit north of us before you reach the Enoch city limits, we need to plan smart. And we need to be able to forecast growth in those areas 20 to 30 years down the road to make sure that our streets are wide enough to accommodate the amount of traffic flow that we're going to have in 20 and 30 years. And then last but not least, have a greater presence in code enforcement. That right now I think is one of the biggest underlying factors that the city has. We have all sorts of stuff that is going on, but we just don't have the code enforcement.
All right. Thank you. Tyler, go ahead.
There are a number of initiatives that I would like to see us explore. The nice thing about being one city of hundreds and thousands in the United States is that we can use other people's ideas shamelessly. And I think it's important to look at other communities that have experienced rapid phases of growth, that are university towns, and how they've developed, what policies have led them to where they are now, and is it a type of place that we want to replicate or become more like, or is it a place that we really want to avoid becoming? Through a lot of that research, I and others have found several things. For example, Ed McMahon was our speaker at the Utah Rural Summit about a month ago. And he talked about the economics of uniqueness and how towns that don't have something unique that defines them, they tend to die. I had the opportunity to speak with him for a couple hours before he spoke, and he mentioned the word agrihood. I'd never heard this term before that point. He mentioned the term agrihood as something to look into, and I thought, what the heck is that? I read his 60-page paper about it. I thought that's crazy, but this guy's supposedly the expert, and he said, given what he knows about Cedar City, it's something to look into. The more I looked into it, the more I thought, this kind of a concept of a walkable community to redevelop, or rather revitalize blighted areas of a city can be very effective. It needs grassroots support. It needs to be done in a way that's very narrowly tailored to the needs of the community, so it doesn't have a lot of the problems that other cities have seen with them when they're not implemented properly. But I would like to take more risks and see more ideas that could help our community with the right input.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. Adam?
Well, like the other candidates say, water is crucial to the continued growth and development of our area. But one of the biggest things that's going to destroy this city if we don't get a hold on it is fiscal irresponsibility. We need to have a city that understands how to manage money. We cannot continue to bond for projects. We cannot continue to spend recklessly. We need to make severe changes to the way that the city bids projects. One thing I proposed is having the city staff, instead of presenting one project and say yes, tell us yes or no, that they present a good, better, best option, to give the council an option of what, if they want to proceed with the project, that they have, okay, well, yeah, this gets the job done. This gets the job done with some amenities, and this is just a ridiculous, typical government building. I think that we need to rein in the government spending that way. I think the biggest thing that we need to do, though, is never bond for a project. It is irresponsible to allow the city to bond for projects, to strap taxpayers with interest payments on future projects. The city next year will retire the bond payments for the Festival Hall, which will bring in $900,000 or free up $900,000 a year. That means when the city wants to build a basketball gym, if that's what the taxpayers want, in 5 years they could build that with zero debt, zero bond payments. That would save the taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars.
All right, thank you very much. That is all the questions that we had. So do we want to freelance a few questions? Oh, I'm sorry. We have a rebuttal. I am so sorry. Do you have any rebuttals?
I'd rebuttal.
Okay, you have your own, you're gonna rebut, yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna rebuttal himself, all right.
All right, so I didn't want to take up my own time with my rebuttal, so. All right, one thing in Terry's comment, she mentioned several projects that they want to work for, and in Craig's statement, he also mentioned some projects. And all I hear from that is spend, spend, spend. They want to build a park at the canyon, but that's a private project. I guess they're trying to take credit for that. They want to take credit for the ice rink that they voted against. But I think that we need to really manage what we strap taxpayers with. The Aquatic Center costs us $400,000 a year. It does not pay for itself. It's $400,000 a year to operate that facility. It's ridiculous. We need to rein in our government spending, make sure that we're not allowing for those projects. Also, I don't want to see code enforcement get more weaponized than what it is now. I think that if we allow code enforcement to go out into our cities.
Okay, I'm afraid that's time.
Oh, all right.
Thank you so much. All right, it does
I
go
have one
fast.
I'd like to add.
Go ahead.
I wish Terry was here to defend herself. She made a comment in a previous debate, again by written response, it wasn't verbal, that we were talking about the cleaning up of the exits to try to enhance the visitors to get off at Cedar City's exits. And she made the comment that she wanted the city to repaint the lighthouse at the south end. That is taxpayer money to take care of a developer's projects, a developer's responsibility. That's not the taxpayers' dollars that should be paying to repaint that lighthouse.
All right. And I guess one more rebuttal, all right?
I've got one just because he's not here to clear the record. Adam stated that both Craig Isom and Terry Hartley voted against the ice rink. Craig Isom voted for the ice rink. Terry Hartley voted against.
Okay.
Right. There were 3 votes, but on the
Wait a
last
minute,
one he
this
did
isn't
vote for.
you have to pass it before you understand what's in it type thing, is it? I don't want to go that way tonight.